Beloved Prime Creator, we take this time to pause, clear out our busyness, and express our gratitude for our unalienable gifts and talents. The WEF and Davos-minded controllers have stole from us under the guise of charity, with all their supposed philanthropy. They enslaved us through environmental slogans, all the while ignoring the intentional geoengineering, HARP, and laser technologies playing havoc with our weather, earthquakes, and more. Then they call it resilience as we attempt to recover from their intended devastation. The same for their wars. They mask their theft of life-sustaining resources as sustainability for our salvation, but we know the truth, and we stand. As stated by Robert F. Kennedy, each time a person stands up for an idea, or acts to improve the lot of others, or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope, and crossing each other from a million different vectors of energy and daring, those ripples build a current that can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance. We are that resistance. We are that force. The people on the land and soil who recognize our purpose here to be of service, to learn, to hone our souls and feed our spirits despite their pall. We are your lifeblood on the material plane, beloved, and we embody life itself. We sing praises of gratitude for our presence and for our coming together in recognition of our true source that is you. Let it be so, and so it is.
Thank you, Charlie.
Amen.
Hello, my name's Ron Vroman. I'm the old white man talking head for the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. This is going out to our sheriffs. Our sheriffs have to make a decision soon on Article 7 amended, which is the judiciary clause of Oregon's Constitution. In that clause, there's amended and original jurisdiction. You're currently under the amended or color of law or de facto portion of Oregon's Constitution. You know that. You've been told it and you've acquiesced to it. So you know where you are in the jurisdiction. You're in a de facto color of law jurisdiction that has no legitimate or legal standing. That's where the sheriffs are right now today. And I'm talking about the 9 specific ones that we're dealing with in lieu of trying to do 36 at once. So what we have is options. You can remain in that office if you have your proper bona fides. Now, let's suppose that every sheriff and deputy on Oregon is in this situation unbeknownst to them. They had no idea that this was the case. I had no idea this was the case until 2017. I had no idea that MK Ultra was a fact. I was totally convinced of the de facto that I was dealing with. I didn't know. So how is it proper for me to expect all of you to know? You don't. But you have been taught. We have done our work. Recently, SCOTUS and the Fifth Court of Appeals, and I send it to all of you, decided that for any one of the subdivisions of the state, in their case, the SEC, none of them had the authority to try any of us without Amendment 7. Do you get that? Amendment 7 has to be in the game. Now, Amendment 7 is really interesting. The part they were talking about in Amendment 7 that they were passing on their information about was jury, which is of major importance. But let's read all of 7. In suits in common law, the only common law court on Oregon is our civilian common law court of record. $6.75 years. No rebuttals. So we have the court. There is no court coming out of Salem or any courthouse that is a legitimate court on Oregon, according to the Fifth Appellate Court and SCOTUS. You have to have Amendment 7. In suits in common law, that's all suits in common law. Look it up in Bouvier, 1856. Look it up anywhere you want. Criminal is part of. Where the value in controversy shall exceed $20. Well, it's worth a whole lot more than $20 to have your due process violated. That's codified in 18 USC 3571 at $250,000 for violating due process of one of us. The right of trial by jury shall be preserved. A jury is 12. Article 7 amended in the very beginning of it reduces the size of a jury to 6. You just can't do those things. But the bar attorneys from the Oregon State Bar, including all of the black-robed ones, think they can. And they can as long as all the sheriffs continue to take an improper oath. And you understand the fraud, and you continue to defraud us. And no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. So, even in your de facto oath that I've seen, it states the Constitution. And even if it's this Constitution that has Article 7 amended in it, before you ever get to Article 7 amended, you get to Article 1, Section 1. And that's us. And all power is inherent in us and what we are doing. And that's returning Oregon to an Article 4, Section 4 constitutional Republican form of government. We will have no more color of law out of Salem. So, we're getting really close to a point where the office of sheriff has to be properly filled. It has to comply with ORS 206. It has to comply with county HR, county recorder, DPSST, and oath and bondability to the laws of nature and to nature's God included. All of that is required for the sheriff to do the job of sheriff in the office of sheriff. That's not even getting around to the deputies. And they're all out there enforcing the Oregon revised statutes unlawfully. And you know it. And we have to have it cleaned up. You have to be able to take a proper oath, completely proper. And then you have to be willing to keep it. Or you have to be willing to accept the consequences of, we will have to remove you from office. And I yield.
Number 3. Sheriffs, one and all, the ball is in your court. We kicked it into your jurisdiction, which is separate from ours, alas. It really is one team, you and us. It is, or rather should be, one jurisdiction. Your training, probably from childhood, has been to join the realm of the corporate jurisdiction, which is the entity that pays you to do what you do. You can join our team, that of the people, with a simple turn of a mind switch. A tool to assist in this process is to consider taking a proper oath to the proper constitution with its original jurisdiction and with the laws of nature and of nature's God, as stated in our unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. The last several months, we have posted and made publicly available what we consider a proper oath for the persons in our governance. Sheriffs are our first effort at insisting on a proper oath, for it is the sheriffs who are in their county position to protect and defend the people from ticketing or sending people to the illegitimate amended Article 7 courts that should not be, and from government overreach and taxation that takes seniors' equity, their forever home, and all they possess by enforcing convictions. It is like a shift in the mind. It is a recognition of one's allegiance to life and that which is God-given, rather than criminalizing living God-made beings or a dead corporate entity. Our sheriffs are our first protection against governance overreach and a system of governance overreach. Taking a solemn oath is needed for there to be remedy in our authoritative system of governance. Once a sheriff cognizes the importance of the proper oath, they can see themselves as one of the people, one with the people, rather than a corporate entity meant to enforce our compliance to the bidding of the state. Therein is offered greater freedom, cooperation, and peace in all our dealings. Let it be so. I yield.
They do not want to let go of this. They do not intend on losing here. And we do not intend giving it back to them.
And then the bullets started flying, and then he jumps out of the car, and he's got both his hands up.
And he got out of the car, and he had his hands in the air. He's like, just shoot me then. This is what you want, to shoot me. And they did. They shot him dead. With his hands in the air, and I saw it. I swear to God. He was just walking with his hands in the air. And they shot him. And they shot him dead, and then after he was down on the ground, the shot him 3 more times.